what the ocean is like. Maybe it's full of mice like me. No, I guess if I want to see what it is like and what's on the other side of it, I should build a boat. It would actually be pretty fun. I should get to work right now. He then set off to work at once. I'll make a big white sail and, how about, Oh, I've got the perfect idea. I'll call it the rodent. It would be painted red and blue. It would be a big railing on the huge deck and everything. He worked for 12 hours a day and studied navigation on his compass at night. At last, he set sail by putting all his belongings in the rodent, then finally managed to push the little boat in the water. At last. After a terrible day of seasickness, he got used to the ship and the waves moving. One night, he was fascinated by the...
Turn it over.
Sight of dozens of whales spouting water in the shade-wide, dark blue sky. He was amazed that he forgot what he was doing and then fell over the deck of his boat.
Okay, guys, turn.
Shine it on him.
Wait, shine it on this guy. Which one is it? Shine it on the one that has water. This one? No, that's
it should be
sunset
first.
Yeah.
Let's do this. He felt the cold water around him and gasped at the back of the rodent. But the rope was too slippery and wet to hold on to. So the boat sailed away in the darkness, in the night, never to be seen again. He screamed into the night, but nobody heard him, and nobody came. And he was 1,000 miles away from the nearest landform. He thought, I should swim home or just try to stay afloat. I'll just try to stay afloat. He stayed afloat for the whole entire night. His legs were getting tired, and just as if things weren't bad enough, it started to rain.
No, I need to... Okay, turn that rain. You need to turn that something so I can get the different.
And all of a sudden, it stopped. Suddenly, a huge head popped right up out of the water in front of Amos. Amos was happy and a little scared at the same time. The thing was a whale. The whale said, Hi, I'm Boris. Amos said, Hi, Boris, I'm a mammal. I'm a mammal too, Boris said. Amos said, You don't look so much like a mammal to me. You smell an awful lot like a fish. I'm a mammal too, the highest form of life. I live on land. Holy clam and cuttlefish. Can you stop it, please? Okay, should I use the tape?
This thing is falling over.
Shh. Introduced himself to Boris and how he got into the middle of the ocean. The whale said he would be happy to take Amos to the Ivory Coast of Africa, but Amos wanted to go home. Boris said he would be more than happy to. Amos hopped onto Boris's back and they started to move.
Amos was happy to be safe on Boris's back and headed back home. All of a sudden, to Amos's surprise, he felt like he was in the water again. Evidently, Boris had sounded, and Amos was off Boris's back. Amos hopped back on, and they headed home again. When they had seen shore, Amos hopped off Boris's back because Boris couldn't come all the way to shore.
So hurricane. No, take that one off. It's not hurricane yet.
They said their last goodbyes and went to their places.
Hurricane yet.
Just take all of these off.
No, we don't need rain. It wasn't raining.
But you can still do it.
Hurricane Yetta.
It's hurricane. Years after they headed home, there was one of the deadliest storms of the century, Hurricane Yetta. Boris was thrown to shore where Amos happened to make his home. Amos helped Boris with 2 of the biggest elephants that he could find.
Why'd you switch it? Because they were on the shore.
Get the elephant. Okay. Get Amos. Who's Amos? I mean Boris. Get Boris. And push Boris back into the water. They said their last goodbye. The end.
No, we didn't do the last